All right, this is video number 2 for the Mongrel riding boots. I always start the first videos out on each boot that I do with the unboxing because it seems like people love seeing the unboxing and first impressions. So you can check that video out too. Don't forget to hit the like or subscribe Just hit both, makes it easy. And then you can keep seeing my videos. So what I tell people is once you've gotten a pair of leather boots, I'm not talking about the plastic cheapo crap, okay? Because that doesn't need what I'm gonna do right now. Before you put on your fine leather boots, you need to condition them and you need to protect them. So in previous videos, I've talked about why I use the products I've used. I've spent weeks researching for the best stuff. I've also spent really high dollars on fancy leather conditioner for my high-end dress shoes. And I've actually come to the conclusion through, like I said, weeks of research over years that Lexol is about the best you can get. Like I've said before, I've actually spent like $30 on jars of conditioner for leather, and Lexol is the best. If you're gonna flame me in the video, in the comments, and say why you don't agree, make sure you do the science. Just look up the history behind Lexol, okay? I'm just gonna say that, and you'll understand the magic beneath this stuff, okay? So first thing, shake the bottle real good. I don't know if it actually does anything, but if there are ingredients that could be mixed together, I just do it just to be safe, okay? So you're gonna take your brand new boot. If there's any dust on it, obviously wipe it off, but there was none on these, okay? So you're just gonna take a little squirt, get the conditioner on there. I used to do this with my bare hands, and I still do sometimes because Lexol is non-toxic, but it's actually easier to spread with a horsehair brush. You can use one of the smaller ones that have a little circle at the end or whatever, but watch this, it just spreads so easy. So you just start spreading it around, okay? Get it down in the cracks and grooves and just work it. What I typically do is I'll work one area so I don't forget which area I've done and do it twice. It's okay to do it twice, but you don't want to waste your time and energy and product. So just get it in there all the way to the seam of the leather. So that's how I decide which area I've done. So I do it panel by panel by panel, okay? So I go to the edges, get in the cracks, okay? Bring it up to about here to the vamp. I don't go up here yet because I'm gonna work on that separately, okay? Get it in there and just start circling it. The reason I spread it first is so it doesn't spray you in the eyeballs. Just get it in there real quick, or on your wife's nice rug. So when I get to the seams, this is important. So I've got some good amount of conditioner on here, and just get it into the cracks where the stitches are and just work it in there, okay? Work it in there. The other thing I do is when I get over to the cut right here, I also come up on the side and work it into the side of the leather. That's where it's not a smooth leather, it's a grain leather, and just work it in there, okay? So get it in there, get in the cracks. For the sake of this video, I'm just gonna do it pretty quickly, okay? When I'm doing it on my own, I'll watch a TV show or something, I really work it in there. Like polishing these babies, okay? So go for the next panel, okay? Work that into the next panel, okay? Get it all up there, all the way to the top. Brush it in, get it down near the sole, okay? Now remember, there's the seam again, and I work it into the seam. Get it in there, okay? And then again, on the sides where it's bare leather, the tops, and then the sides here, I also do that, okay? A lot of people just do the shiny part. They forget about the leather on the side here. This leather is actually less protected because there's no dye or tanning on it. It's just raw leather. You want to really protect that, okay? that around. Work it in there. Don't be afraid to get a little tough here, okay? All right, now the last thing I do that I've never seen anybody else do, I do it. I've done the research too. Since there's no petroleum in here, it's not gonna hurt the elastic, but elastic can dry out too. And if you look at some people's boots, after a while they don't care for their boots, the elastic will start to get bunched up and start to fray at the top, okay? I'm gonna do everything I can to avoid that with my boots. So I actually will spray leather conditioner on the elastic. And it's not gonna hurt it. I know for a fact, because I've done the research, there's no chemical in here that can deteriorate a synthetic material, so you don't need to worry about that. If it doesn't do anything for it all, who cares, right? Okay, so can I get it in there? And rub that in too. The benefit of this also is that besides it, possibly helping keep the elastic supple and from drying out, is that again, I'm getting a better penetration on where the leather attaches to the elastic in that raw leather I was telling you about. So I'm working it to the edges, okay? Work it around, get it in there, go to the top of the elastic. Don't worry about getting this stuff on your hands, it's non-toxic. I'm very cautious about what chemicals. I've even been known to wear like a N95 mask when using some shoe shine chemicals. There's some stuff like polish or sapphire rejuvenator, which has some turpentine in it, and you don't really want to be breathing that stuff, so I'm just careful. So I'm gonna say right now, I do not really do conditioning on the inside of the boot. I let the natural oils from your own foot and ankle handle that job. If you wanted to, you could probably rub a little bit up here, but I don't do that much. I don't really want product inside my boot. It depends on the boot. On this boot, I wouldn't, but on some boots, sometimes I will right around the tongue, get it in there if it looks dry, but I don't focus too much on that. Then give it one more around the seams. I'm not gonna do the whole boot here because I'm gonna switch to the leather protector, okay? So this was the boot that I already did with the conditioner, and it's dry now, okay? So I'm gonna go to the leather protector, okay? There's two products that I recommend, okay? It's Hubbard's shoe grease, okay? And it's Obanoff's heavy duty LP. These are the two, okay? I'm here to tell you again, I've spent hundreds and hundreds of dollars. I've bought tubs of stuff that say it's the best protector you could possibly buy. And then through hours of my own personal research, what I've actually found out is it has petroleum in it. And petroleum will kill and rot leather, okay? So you can do the research on your own, but I'm here to tell you today that things like mink oil, it rots leather, okay? It rots stitches on the leather, it rots shoelaces. It's a fact. You can do the research on your own too, okay? Any of that stuff, Snow Seal, just trust me. Stick with these two, okay? These are virtually identical, okay? The only difference between these two products is the Hubbard's boot grease or shoe grease has pine tar in it, okay? Or a pine pitch is actually what they call it. This does not, but other than that, they both have beeswax in a, I forget what it's called, but it's propylene or whatever natural bee product, okay? The bee product itself, what these are made out of, have antibacterial, antimicrobial, and antiseptic qualities to it. So keeps the leather from rotting, right? So I will tell you the difference between these in my eyes, okay? This one smells like bacon grease, okay? Campy, smoky bacon grease. If you love that smell, this is the way to go, okay? If you don't want to smell, and it's like a light beeswax smell that nobody's going to notice, use this one, okay? If you go to a business meeting with this one and you're in a room with 25 executives, they're going to be asking who was camping, okay? It is that kind of smell. I think it's funny. I put it on my dress shoes and I go to work and people are like, oh, what's that bacon smell? And I don't say a word, okay? I just laugh. The other thing is, this little sucker's like $15 to $20, the Obenaufs. This little guy is like $5 or $6 or $7, $8. It's cheaper. Go with this, okay? So, let's pop this open. Actually, got this down to a science. I used the lid from the Lexol, or the handle from the Lexol, to pop open the can. Okay? Let's get that up there. There we go. Pop that sucker open. All right. This product and the Hubbard's actually you can use as like a hand balm. This one actually, their advertising says you can use as a lip balm. That's how safe it is because it's just bee stuff. Okay? I don't feel like having bacon lips, so I'm not going to put it on my lips. All right? So just take the goop on your finger, okay? And you just rub it in, just like I did with the conditioner, okay? Just rub it in there, okay? Get it in the seams, get it in the cracks, get it on the protected leather part, okay? And just rub it in, okay? I sometimes, when I'm doing horse saddles, I will use the brush to really get done quick. When I use this stuff, I actually like to use my finger. It's just fun, okay? So just like the conditioner, follow those steps, but with this. Get it in the cracks, get it in the raw leather around the edges, get it on every part of the boot, and really rub it in, okay? This is not a product that's so expensive where you're like, I want to be so careful, I don't want to use it all. Just goop it on there, okay? Rub it in, don't be afraid. Okay, so this is the cool thing I want to mention. This stuff turns to liquid pretty quick with just the heat of your body. So it gets real shiny, real slick, goes on easy. And now here's the other thing. Since I will also be using this as a dress boot for business meetings, besides riding horses and all the other crazy stuff I do, I'll probably skateboard on them at some point, BMX, just to see how they feel on a BMX bike. You know, you got to do that. Is you get a polish out of them. So look at the side that I have not done it on. Okay. Now go to the side that I have done it on. Some of you are going to say, well, of course it's going to look like that. It's wet. But actually, after you buff it out, I have a horsehair buffer that I'll buff it out. And I also have a mechanical one, which has a polished side and a buffing side. It's mechanical. Press a button and it fires up the motors and buffs your shoe. This will leave a nice shine. You'll actually get a nice polish because it is beeswax. Okay? So that's about it. I'm not going to run through the rest of the boot. Just you see what I'm doing here. Don't forget for the elastic, also rub it in to the elastic. Get it fully saturated, because this will protect the elastic from wear and tear and actually protect it from stains. So that's the other thing that this is really good with, is anything that you put it on is going to create a barrier and it's going to keep it from getting dirty. So I have noticed in the past, you're eating a cheeseburger or a hot dog and the mustard falls into the elastic here, you're never going to get it out. If you put this stuff on and you wax it up real good, it'll actually just bead up. So let me summarize what went on here today, okay? We conditioned it. That actually puts the nutrients back into the leather that were removed during the tanning process of the leather, okay? And then we put a protector on here. So this actually is going to provide some sealing of the leather pores and some waterproofing. So this, once it's dry and I buffed it out, you could drop water on it and it just beads up and rolls right off. That's kind of the key here that we're going for. It also stops scuffing and gouging of the leather. So when you have put the leather conditioner and then the protectant on here, it actually will stop it from getting scraped up and ruined. So awesome. Okay? Tune in the next time, because now what I'm going to do is go out to the horse farm and I'm going to stomp in the poop and the muck and the mud. And I hike through a lot of bark mulch. There's a horse run that I hike with my daughter as I'm helping her out with her horse. And I walk a few miles a day with my boots through really jaggedy, slippery, muddy bark mulch. That's what I'm going to do in these, and I'm going to show you what they look like after. We'll look at the creasing of the leather if there's any. We'll look at anything else with the shoe and its quality. And I'll keep you posted on these Mongrel riding boots. Thanks for tuning in. Take care.